Welcome to another RaceTrackerMX screencast. This screencast we're going to cover actually recording lap times and viewing results. So let's get started. Let's start the app. And it opens up to the races page. We'll go to Unadilla. If you watched the last screencast on how to create races, this is where we ended up. We created this Unadilla race, so let's click there. We added the 200 in the open amateurs, so let's go to the 200, and you see that we have some riders. First thing I want to do is do a little reorder, and we're going to run qualifier first. Hit done. Okay, so when you get here and you're ready to time a moto or a heat race, just select the moto or heat race, and it brings you to this screen, and you'll see that the lap button and the finish line button, the checkered one, are both disabled because we haven't started the race. What you do when the gate drops, you hit the start button. Now before you do that, one of the things you want to do is go down here to this race conditions, select that tab, and check weather conditions for the day and make any changes that you need to. So if the track is a little bit hard and rutted, select those. Humidity is a little bit higher. And temperature, we'll leave that, and the weather was a little overcast. And then select done. So that's your track settings at the track conditions at the time of the moto, and those are saved for each individual moto practice heat race. So during the course of the day, as track conditions and the weather changes, you can keep a record of it. So now we're ready to record a race, and we'll just say that the gate dropped and the race has started. And what you'll see, what will take place is we have each rider has his own row in the table. The top row, the top digital readout is the current lap time. The second digital readout is the previous lap time, and the third one is the difference between the two previous laps. So when you get to the second lap, you'll see a differential time there between the second and the first lap. If the last lap was faster than the previous one, then you'll see a plus sign, and the readout will be in green. And if it's a slower lap time, then they'll see a minus sign, and the readout will be in red. So we'll start it. And this is the counter, and you'll see the counter taking place. If you had more riders in here, you could scroll up and down to get to those riders, and you could track as many as you feel comfortable with. It'll take an unlimited number, but realistically, I wouldn't say more than a dozen riders or so before you start having some issues trying to track them all. So let's just say this is going to be about a 45 second lap time. So we'll just start when they get here, and this one, and a little bit slower here. And you'll see that the previous lap on the first rider, number 14, was 45.4. This one's 48.9, and this one ran a 46.6. Okay, we just completed our lap times for the second lap, and you'll see that we had a 44.6 for the rider number 14, and he was plus 0.7 of a second. Rider number 26, who had a real slow first lap, ended up with a 44.0 flat, and he was 5 seconds faster on that lap. And rider number 6 was a 44.8, and he was 1.7 seconds faster. So we'll do a couple more laps, and then we'll finish the race. Everybody there was in the mid 44s. Let's do another lap now. And this time we're going to be finishing the race, so we're going to click the checkered flag when the rider crosses the finish line, and that'll signal that he'll be finished, and then the text over here will change to a finished position. So we'll do that this lap. Okay, all three riders have finished, and if we go back, first thing we want to do is maybe go back. You'll see that the qualifier is finished, and if we go forward to it, we can look at the riders, and you can look at click on a rider, and you now see his lap times, the individual lap times. You see the differential for each lap, you see the total time, and you see the average time, average lap time. Click on the bike. You're going to see the bike settings at the time that this moto was run, so you want to keep your bike settings up to date. You go back and you have race details, and you can click edit, and you can click select a finishing position for a rider. Click done. Go back here, track conditions. These are the track conditions that are saved with it. And over here you can do race comments for that moto or heat, and you can comment on the track conditions, your physical conditions, the bike setup, the suspension, and the motor. And this is all beneficial for you for the next time you come back to that same track to set up your bike and understand what you did right or wrong, and to help improve on your results. One other thing I want to mention to you is, let's say you had these riders all entered. Say one of them didn't qualify, or wasn't in a heat race, or didn't have to qualify. Then you go over here, and before you actually start the race, you can swipe delete a rider, and then you'll just be monitoring the riders that are actually in that moto. So that's a good feature that you won't, if you don't have all 6 or 7 riders or however many you're tracking, you can delete those riders out of that moto. They're still going to be in the class. They're not going to delete them out over here. But say one of them didn't have to qualify, didn't have to run the qualifier, then you wouldn't. You would have come over here and you would have swiped deleted them before the moto started. So in the next RaceTrackerMX screencast, we're going to cover graphs and rider results, and how to do comparisons between riders, and compare one rider's results from all the different motos or heat races that he may run in.